Hello and welcome to Cricket Next YouTube channel. Today we are tracking a very special story and the news coming from the Delhi Capitals camp is not good. The story which we are tracking is about Delhi Capitals head coach Ricky Ponting, and from what we have learned, this could well be his last season as the head coach of Delhi Capitals. To discuss more about this story and what it could mean for the ecosystem in the Indian Premier League, I have with me today Network 18 Group Sports Editor K. Srinivas Rao. वेलकम श्रीनी.
Hi,
बड़ा
Sahil.
खबर बड़ा खबर दिल्ली कैंप से. द स्पेकुलेशंस
Well,
आर ओनली
yeah,
गेटिंग लाउडर नाउ.
I was just reading your story, and I, in fact, just about happened to tweet it, and was just saying interesting development. If it turns out to be true, and if the owners don't manage to stop him, मेरे ख्याल से it'll be a
या
big loss here for DC. I
या
personally think he's put in good amount of work at the franchise.
या Yeah, I think in the last 4 seasons he has been around. Delhi have managed to do well. Playoffs भी पहुंचे हैं, फाइनल भी खेला है. तो मतलब it has been a good start for them, but कहीं ना कहीं रास्ता बीच में भटक गया. Now, yeah, please go ahead.
Unfortunate, very unfortunate, I will say. Why? I will tell you.
Yeah,
I will give you the reason.
yeah,
2020 phenomenal year that Delhi had. You will agree with that,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
They came to the
yeah,
final. Unfortunate, lost the final by a small margin, but
yeah,
one man's half century made all the difference. 21
yeah,
again lost the captain.
yeah,
uh, you know
yeah,
Lost the captain. Very big setback.
yeah,
They had to put a new captain in place, right? Now
yeah,
22 साहिल, 22 एक ऐसा साल था ना. मैं किसी भी फ्रेंचाइज
yeah,
को किसी भी को भी ब्लेम नहीं करूंगा for what
right,
happened in their ecosystem, primarily for the fact that 2 years of pandemic had already taken a toll on these ecosystems. Third point,
correct,
most important point, is that because of retentions and
yeah,
mega auction,
yeah,
top franchisees had to let go of their existing ecosystems, their teams, right? Like MI suffered,
correct,
so did
correct,
Delhi.
yeah,
So fortunate, I will say. I will not blame it neither on the players nor on the team captain. In 2023, the biggest setback that could have been their most valuable player is not with them.
yeah,
Now, when I
correct,
touch upon this subject, the more important thing which you have mentioned
yeah,
in your story, which I read and I actually was thinking about, is
yeah,
Ricky or Rishabh, that affection that they have for each other. Now, Ricky
yeah,
Ponting is not an easy man to please. Okay,
yeah,
now this guy has
yeah,
played hard cricket all his life. If
yeah,
Rishabh managed to
yeah,
catch this guy's attention and gain his respect, it is not
yeah,
because he's done some great stuff here in India. It is
yeah,
because of what Rishabh went to Australia and he did. That's where he
yeah,
earned Ricky Ponting's respect, right? So
right, right.
that I'm now wondering, that bond is broken. I mean, unfortunate circumstances,
Yeah.
and what is something has to be there for them to hold Ricky back, and I'm wondering what that could be.
No, Srini, just touching on that again. The coaching staff right now wears a very jumbo look. I think it has been a norm across IPL franchises, but I think with Delhi, so many people are in the dugout. There was this period where MI had so many star players, but they have slowly eased them off. Now we don't see someone like a Sachin coming there for every game. He'll be there for every odd home game, but he won't be traveling with the team. Times have changed there. They have realized that. So do you think that's also an issue because they're traveling with so many coaches: Ajit Agarkar, Praveen Amre, James Hope, Shane Watson, Biju George, and now the latest addition, director of cricket Saurav Ganguly. So having Ganguly and Ponting in the same setup, how cordial the environment is going to be or has been?
I don't know about, see. I don't know about cordial. That is a very personal question. Now, whether it
Yeah,
is cordial or not cordial, ye to only either of them or people
yeah,
who are within the ecosystem can tell, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
it is two elephants in the same room.
yeah,
See, at every given point in time, it is not necessary that one's opinion is going to match with the others, and
right,
both are men of stature,
yeah, yeah,
right? So
yeah,
now that is bound to have its after effect, have its effect on the. There is no doubt about it. But
right,
I'm not
right,
saying that that can necessarily lead to ugliness. What it
correct,
can probably lead to is a healthy disagreement, adding
yeah,
to the franchise's benefits. We never know.
correct, right,
But at the end of the day, what we cannot deny is the fact that there are two elephants in the dressing room. Now, what your story suggests
Yeah.
is that obviously both elephants maybe probably
Yeah.
cannot coexist,
Correct.
and then it becomes a hierarchy issue. So I again, I don't know. I mean, as a cricket director, are you supposed to get involved with day-to-day coaching, or as a
Yeah.
day-to-day head coach of the franchise, are you supposed to take care of the management side of things? I don't know how
Yeah.
these things function. What
Yeah.
exactly does a cricket director do?
Yeah.
Look at Gujarat Titans, for example.
Yeah.
Ashish Nehra is
Head
the head
coach.
coach,
Yeah.
and Vikram Solanki is
Vikram
the
Solanki is
director.
the guy. Yeah, but he's more like behind the scenes kind of guy.
Yes, so they have a director. We have not seen
Yeah.
Vikram in public yet,
Yes. Yes.
right? Gary
Yeah.
Kirsten was the mentor.
Yeah.
Uh, Ashish Nehra is the head coach. Then there
Yeah.
is a guy they have as a chief operating officer to take care of the franchise for on a
Yeah.
day-to-day basis. An IPL veteran. And
Yeah.
then they have on the field, they have Nehra, they have Solanki, they have Kirsten. The
Yeah.
roles are very clearly divided, and we saw in the first year it worked
Yeah.
so beautifully for the
Yeah.
franchise.
Yeah.
Everybody's job was cut out. I remember having this long chat with Gary, and
Yeah.
Gary, I remember him telling me, explaining to me how he was there to look at things from a big picture perspective.
Right. Right.
Come in when needed, like the subtleties where they were required.
Yeah.
Ashish was the day-to-day coach, making sure
Yeah.
he's the man in charge, along with Captain Hardik Pandya. Those two were the
Right.
face of the team. Vikram
Yeah.
was again back end, planning franchise auctions. You know,
Yeah.
um, the back end scheme of things. So when
Yeah.
responsibility gets divided, but यहाँ पे you see two
Thoda
elephants sitting in
chaos.
the dugout.
Yeah.
At that, I don't know how the franchise is managing it.
I think a very fair point you have touched. Now, the only team which comes to my mind when I think about the coaching structure and the way they have been spaced out, I think that CSK tops my list. They have one Stephen Fleming, and then you don't look at the other name. You only recall Stephen Fleming and MS Dhoni, and then probably you have an addition in Dwayne Bravo this season also. But then you don't look beyond those two, three names. And the same has been a conscious effort by Mumbai Indians, I feel, this year. Now they have Mark Boucher, so you won't see many faces around him probably feeding into his ears. So that probably is the way forward for a healthy franchise to operate at a longer level. So that could well be the case. Just one more point. Srini, 2019 probably was the year when Ricky was. As I had written in the story, Ricky was probably looking to leave Delhi Capitals then, and there were speculations of him joining Kolkata Knight Riders too. So just you were kind of tracking those developments from very close quarters back then for your last publication. So if you could just touch upon that matter, how things unfolded back then and what it took for the franchise to convince him to stay back and deliver the goods for them.
Yes, interesting. After the 2019 edition of the IPL,
Yeah,
definitely tell you, Ricky was. I can confirm what you've written today.
yeah,
Ricky was planning to exit.
yeah,
I know exactly the kind of who are the people who convinced Ricky to stay back. And
yeah,
then obviously things changed from a franchise perspective also, because then at that time there was a mentor who then quit the franchise to take up another role. So
yeah,
responsibilities disintegrated a bit. And
yeah,
I'm not saying that is the reason Ricky agreed to stay back. I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
But Ricky did agree to stay back.
Right.
And if this time again Ricky probably agrees to stay back, it'll have to be because of, I guess, those very individuals who managed to convince him the last time. Or if he
Yeah,
leaves, it could probably be because of the same reasons as last time, unless the franchise explains us something new. I don't know what
yeah.
to say.
Interesting. Totally interesting times ahead. Thank you, K. Srinivas Rao, for joining in and sharing your thoughts. It's going to be a busy week for us tracking Delhi Capitals both on and off the field because they have lost five on the bounce. And for them to keep pulling the crowd back to the Arun Jaitley Stadium, they need to do better on the field. And Captain David Warner, who has been amongst the runs, hasn't been amongst the better strike rates, needs to put his best foot forward and hope that Akshar Patel continues to deliver the goods with both bat and ball. So thank you, Srini, for joining us. And you guys stay tuned into Cricket Next YouTube channel. Like and share this video. Click on the bell icon and stay tuned because Cricket Matlab, Cricket Next. Thank you, Srini.